the Eye of Providence,
Heavyweight, and Tree Snail.
Welcome to another episode of Velocity Chaos! Hello and welcome here to the Velocity Chaos Podcast. We are on these sweet airways and we're coming to you at the speed of sound from the Hexapod Soundhouse in Cleveland, Ohio. My name is Luke and I am joined by the nicely dressed Nick.
Hey, for all of you out there who are not watching the YouTube stream, I am wearing a nice blazer, so that's why I'm nicely dressed today. But I want to welcome to the studio our always welcomed, loved, and highly professional DJ Back Hoe.
Hey, man. Thanks for that power intro, man. Thank you.
He's going to be backfilling it as we go through the show, and it's going to be great. So, Luke, tell us what we got going on today.
Oh, we got a whole heap of things coming at you. We got some master debaters right at the tip of it, and then a little clickbait headlines. And we're going to take it back with some nostalgia, maybe some movies. And then we're going to hit a conspiracy theory to boot it all off. And just a reminder for our returning listeners and a note for our new friends that here at the Velocity Chaos Podcast, we explore the highest heights of human knowledge and we explore the lowest depths of crude humor. Our mission right now is to tickle that pink thing between your ears. We're going to poke that frontal lobe, and then maybe sometimes we're just going to come in uppercut right and just smashing that laugh box. So hop in and buckle up for an infotainment ride across the airwaves.
And before we get into it, I just wanted to tell all of you guys out there that you can really help support the show by following us on Instagram at Velocity Chaos Pod and on Facebook. You can also drop us some stars on Apple Podcasts and some love on Spotify. And, you know, when you can, toss us a sub on YouTube. We are on there a lot with a lot of different content in bite-sized pieces, so you can find us there. Thanks as always for your support. If you want to reach out and you want to contribute to the show, you can hit us up at velocitychaospodcast@gmail.com. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah. What we're going to do here is we're going to warm up the noodles a little bit. We are going to play Make the Connection, where DJ Back Hoe is going to give Nick and I a couple of words that we're going to toss back and forth, try to go from word A to word B in a certain amount of turns. DJ Back Hoe, you want to roll them cubies?
Love that sound. I got you with the 4 and a 1.
Ooh.
I thought we were going to get there. 7. The elusive 7.
The number that should be coming up all the time that never comes up.
Classic 7.
Oh, DJ Back Hoe, what words have you dug up today?
Well, gentlemen, today I'd like you to make the connection between snowboards and stock markets.
As the hip kids say, stonks.
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 Yeah, stonks.
Snowboards and stock.
Snowboards to stock markets.
Okay.
All right. If you're ready, I'm going to fire this one at you, not counting this one. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Snowboards.
Mountains.
Heights.
Slopes.
Trending.
Stonks.
Stonks. I might have cheated on that one. I don't know.
How?
I don't know. Slopes are trending. Yes.
Yeah,
slopes are very trendy.
Like the
tropes.
slope of a graph.
Yeah, it's very trendy.
Are you kidding? Slope of a graph, man.
So trendy.
That'll
slope
play.
of a graph. That'll play.
Okay. It's been confirmed by DJ Back Hoe. Hey, it'll play.
The rolling on the field stands.
Right through the uprights of the stonks.
Stonks.
You know, we're going to move into, actually, I don't know, DJ Back Hoe, you had something that you were pondering. I don't know if you wanted to step in here.
Yeah, guys, I mean, you know, in and out of my stock market exchanges, you know, and between snowboard trips, I kind of just like to sit on the bench every now and then and ponder. And one came across me the other day, and I can't shake it. And I want to know, would you rather be a tree that can feel pain or a snail that would never die? It's been a tough one that's been pondering me.
Okay.
A tree that can feel pain?
Tree that can feel pain, you know?
Tree that can feel pain or a snail that will never die.
Well, we are master debaters, so I suppose we should take sides here. I mean, to me, it's obvious. This is truly for those of you out there. I let me paint you a nice picture as my friend Bob would do. He paints these beautiful pictures, and a lot of them mountains, slopes, snowboards, all stuff like that, stuff that we've talked about already. But something, let me print you a beautiful tree, a tree that's strong, a tree that's it's withstood the test of time, and to be able to be a tree that can feel pain, that to me that is the core of living. That is the core of life. That is the core of what it means to be an American, to be able to feel the pain and the growth that you go through every single day of your life, knowing that you have something on the other end that's worth fighting for. I believe being able to be a tree that can feel pain would be a great honor and a privilege to be able to do.
I'm glad you said that, Luke, because I couldn't disagree more. Really, for me, it's all about this snail, this really incredible word picture that DJ Back Hoe has come up for us. And you talking about painting, I think there's a lot of applicable things you could do as a snail. I think there's a career behind this, and eventually, a representation of humanity. But first and foremost, I think as a snail, you could actually paint some pretty incredible pictures. Each time you cross the canvas, it is effort, and you're covered in paint, and you're working across the canvas, and you're back and forth. It takes months to traverse the canvas multiple times, and the expression of that painting is the labor of art, the labor of humanity. I see him in the Guggenheim right away. So I think, you can contribute a lot being a snail that never dies. And over the course of just forever, you could be generating a lot. Also, if you're a snail and you can, eventually evolve enough your brain power over eternity to communicate with humans and direct them in their ways through, symbology of the canvas. So, I think there's a way to contribute as a snail, but even more so as a representation to humanity, as I said before, the endurance of the journey, moving from point A to point B, regardless of the time it takes, but never wavering in your determination. That is the metaphor of the snail, the eternal snail.
The eternally traveling, slow traveling, taking, some might say, generations to travel. If something was important, it would take perhaps eons to get where you needed to go and deliver that information. It would be defunct at that time. Whereas a strong tree with deep roots that can feel the pain and feel the empathy of the loved ones, bearing fruit for providing. A tree might be localized, but being able to provide for those around you, the shelter, the sustenance, it's just the solid pillar of life, but knowing that I'm hurting and but I'm giving for the people around me, that is something that, no snail would ever dream of being able to feel the pure joy that brings.
Yeah, I understand. There's some issues with my my travel abilities. I'll give you that. But at least I'm putting forth an effort to find you. I may have one foot, but I will put that foot in front of itself until I reach you, whoever it is out there that needs me most. Because here's the thing: the tree, in some ways, the tree of pain, it must be approached. It must be you must go to it. It's not serving in a way, but the snail who pursues the love of its humanity forever. That's enduring love. That is commitment to me pursuing you. And as a candidate for this office that we're having created for this role, for the snail of this tree, I'm telling you, you want a candidate that's going to chase you, that's going to pursue you, that's going to come after you, even if it takes many years. You don't want somebody that you're going to have to go find.
I see what you're trying to say. There's an old proverb. It's don't be a tugboat, be a lighthouse, and that is you could be a tugboat. You could see someone out there out in the water, and you can be your snail going to try to pull them back into shore. Or you could be a standing, shining point of example as a lighthouse out there, showing people how the right way things are meant to be done, and you do them. You show by example. And the thing with snails, they're slimy. They are so slimy. All I can think of when I think snails, just decomposing, gross, like just decay. And don't get me started on the French. Like, oh my goodness. Oh, I don't even want to say for you at home. I don't want to say any more about that. But I just have so many negative things that come to my mind when I think about snails.
Wow, this tree has a lot of bark and no bite, and but I appreciate you reminding everyone out there of the role of a snail, and that's to clean up the mess, to clean up the dead deciduous leaves that fall to the ground every fall that are littered around me and my brethren. We're the ones who take care of that. We clean up messes that are left behind by others, even if they don't move or do anything except absorb your pain. So as a snail, I can commit to cleaning up the garbage and the trash in this here city, town, place, sovereign nation thing. And I can do that for you. It's going to take me a bit, but I'm committed to the job and I get it done. I'm willing to get dirty, even if I got to be a little slimy.
That's wow.
Catchphrase.
That's good. I guess my closing arguments would be, yes, I am a tree that can feel pain, but the joy that it will bring me knowing that for the rest of eternity, this snail here will be eating my shit. There's no far greater joy than that. Thank you very much.
I'm glad you brought that up because I enjoy eating shit. It's part of who I am. And I can look you dead in the eye and say, I will eat your shit too as a candidate. It might take me a while, but I'll get it down and I'll enjoy it. So vote Snail 2023.
I don't know if we're getting anywhere. DJ Back Hoe, I don't know how you feel about this.
I know it's a heated argument. I mean, we're really going at each other's jugulars right now.
It's pretty toasty.
It's taken me a bit to bring the hammer down, but I'm bringing it down. Trust me, it's coming down.
I'll drop the branch.
I was gonna say it took us a while to get there, but both really inspirational gentlemen. But the problem with bringing the hammer down is that handle's made out of wood, and somebody had to give it, and I think I'd have to be a tree that feels that deep pain of the world.
It's a toss up. It's really a coin flip there.
Is a good argument, sir. Good argument, sir.
I mean, we still have the elections coming up, and if we do need to get that message out there, I think what we can do is we're going to contact this company because we're looking to take our exposure and our sales to the next level, the level of outer space, where our numbers are so high that we can't even see the top because we need Teleblast right now. We have a product that is so amazing, whether it be snails or trees, and so fantastic. And if you have something at home that's so unbelievably mind-blowing that just has to be shoved down the throats of every citizen of every country, of every planet in the universe, then you need Teleblast. Wow. Can you imagine a reality where you have absolutely no inventory because you are sending your units faster than you can make them, literally having people buy them from the past, bringing them into the future? Then you need Teleblast. Teleblast is a telemarketing company that will literally threaten to blast people over the phone if they don't buy your product or service. Their success rate is so ridiculous, we can't even tell you what it is, but we can hint that on a scale of 0 to 100, it's a 3-digit number. You need Teleblast in your business life, and if you don't, go to their website right now and use code VCBOOMBOOM to get 50% off your first week of Teleblast. Then we will literally come to your house and blast you in the ass. Teleblast! This is not an actual product, service, or idea, just in case you thought it was. It's not. If there is something out there with the same name, we are unaware, have no affiliation, offer no judgment on the actual product, service, or idea.
All right. Dude, I got to get some Teleblast up in here to to get my snail mail out there faster. We're doing a segment now called Clickbait Headlines. It's various topics where we're just going to go through some things that caught our eyes, made gave us a little twitch in the pointer finger, and made us click that button. This is Clickbait Headlines, and we are excited. We have 5 of them here. We'll see if we can get through them in a timely fashion. Some of them have been modified. Actually, all of them have been modified.
That's the fun of it.
It's the tradition. Essentially, Velocity Chaos, there's a Velocity Chaos headline. Luke and DJ are going to guess what they are in real life, what the story is behind them, not having seen them. And then we're going to talk about what's really going on. So, you guys ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Our first clickbait headline of the episode. That's the word.
It would rewind.
Come on, you can't talk how I read.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Test the testes.
Test the testes. So that's got to be an incredible feat of strength and fortitude, where some guy has iron balls and he challenges people to kick him in the groin, and he shows no pain.
This is about those monks that'll just hang chains from their testes and show off their incredible feats of strength on their own fruition. They don't need other people.
Oh, yeah. They're self-sustaining.
Yeah, they do it themselves.
This is a practice.
Hanging chains off the balls. It's like a reverse Miley Cyrus. You guys are close. You're close because you're talking about balls. But this is really a story. I was so happy to find this finally, this headline, because it came across my recommendations. I wonder, this algorithm really doesn't understand me, I guess. Or does it? The point is, this is actually a headline about Liver King. I think I mentioned him on the show once or twice. Liver King is a guy who eats a strictly carnivorous diet. He eats raw liver, raw hearts out of cows. This guy is all about like primordial man diets. And his favorite tasty treat is not Reese's Cups, not Snickers or Paydays, not milkshakes. No, Liver King loves to gargle them testicles.
What do they call those? Alabama oyster? Rocky Mountain oysters?
Oh, right.
Rocky Mountain oysters. This Texas guy named Brian Johnson, that's his real name. He goes by Liver King, is just yoked, completely shredded, and he puts a lot of stock in this fully carnivorous diet. So this guy, like I said, he loves balls.
Bull testicles. Yeah, Rocky Mountain oysters.
Yeah.
Does it say what kind of balls that this guy gobbles?
The big ones.
Okay.
Now, you said he's doing this raw? He's not like doctoring them up, throwing a little Frank's Red Hot on there, or what?
No, I mean, you'll literally he'll do a lot of videos of just a slab of meat in front of him. Obviously, it's cleaned and butchered in a certain way to be like safe to eat and consume raw.
Sprinkle some Danos on that.
Some adobo, just to get in there. He's, like, it's kind of his trick, right? Like, he goes on podcasts and shows and videos and stuff, and there's always a plate of, like, a bowl of just bull testicles sitting in front of all the people, right? And it's going to happen when you're watching, and so he just goes sitting there, and he's like, oh, yeah, let's try it. And, like, the host is like, no, I think I'm good. And he's, no, look at this. He tosses in the air, like, goes right down his gullet. And every host always... almost.
He's going to go on the Joe Rogan podcast and be like, I had a show where you could have won some money doing this.
Yeah. Oh, too bad they all caught up. So that's it. Would you ever try one of those?
When in Rome.
Did you ever see, speaking of Joe Rogan with like the Fear Factor, like the eating section, there's always like the bull penis.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember there was this one guy who came on the show and he's like, this is a delicacy from where I'm from. And just... just Nathan hot dogs like that thing.
That's a delicacy in a lot of places in the world, I'll tell you.
Yeah, just not here on the Velocity Chaos podcast. Not here on the Velocity Chaos podcast. All right, let's move on. Enough of that. Enough of the balls. Here's another headline. Lars's family is finished.
Okay. Lars's family. So either one, this is Metallica, or I feel like this is just a guy named Lars that tried to start a band back in high school. He's probably about 47 now. Somehow he had a kid, so he has a family. His family is they're finished. They just like, Lars, your band's not gonna make it. Okay, you give up the dream. We're done. We're going to your shows.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is a story about Tom Hodges from Heavyweights. Do it to it, Lars.
Yeah. Oh, I guess that's great.
Got him. And his family had to go to fat camp too. It's all over for him. So
Okay.
I think.
So you guys, two good guesses on what you think this headline is. Lars's family is finished. Great. I'll read you the real headline here because you're not close. Influencer says he doesn't talk to his family because they're irrelevant.
Well, yeah.
So this guy named Lars that I've never heard of.
What kind of influencer's name is Lars?
Cool ones, cool Swedish ones.
That's fair.
He wishes he was.
Always wear ski goggles.
Yeah, this is Lars. What do you want to talk about?
That's my family, that's for sure.
Yeah, irrelevant.
I only want to talk about skiing and vino. Okay, so Lars is a social media influencer that I've never heard of. You guys have never heard of. Dr. Phil has never heard of. And I say Dr. Phil because he was literally on Dr. Phil. And he's like, so what do you guys, how's your relationship with your family? And he's like, I don't talk to my family. And he's like, you don't talk to your family? Why is that? And they're irrelevant. Dr. Phil obviously immediately goes, eyebrows go up, big bushy eyebrows and mustache all go up about 2 inches on his face. And really, you don't talk to your family? And he's just like, no, if they got some social followers or they were rich, then I'd probably talk to him again.
Good. Don't need that kid. Yeah.
What is it? Wait, speaking of irrelevant, who in the hell is Lars? Like, is that it? It's not like Lars is in charge. It's just Lars. Like,
It's just Lars. I'm opening a different browser because I was working on this story, and I'm just going to type in LARZ and see what happens.
Lars.
He does come up number one on. Well, that's because he misspelled Lars, first of all.
Oh.
But yeah, he has 421 bot followers.
Oh,
Pretty popular.
421,000. Sorry.
What does he do to be famous? Like, we gotta
No, don't give him attention. Don't
That's
give
a
him
good
attention.
point.
I only bring this up because the bigger question in this whole section is like, what does it mean to be relevant? I guess, for him, it's just followers on a page.
What a Chad.
He's like the opposite of a
Yeah.
Chad. Let's be real. Family is first. That's a Chad move.
If this dude worked a normal job, he'd probably cry about 4-hour shifts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's one of those guys.
Okay.
Guaranteed.
You're right.
The store is irrelevant. It's barely 1,000 followers.
Yeah, dude.
Barely.
There's like 18 people in this room, dude. Like,
You're irrelevant. Why? Because you barely hair. What's that even mean, Lars?
if you guys are relevant, you'd be here because I'm here. So this place is, I guess, relevant because it's relevant to me, but making you irrelevant. So gosh.
He's like when babies don't understand that if you leave a room, like babies think that when you leave a room, you stop existing.
That's true.
That's Lars.
Oh my God.
If you're not in the relevant sphere of Lars, you're irrelevant.
Do you think people have to introduce themselves to him every time they walk out of the room?
Okay, Brad Pitt.
If you don't have enough followers.
Hi, I'm Bob. Brad Pitt.
I'd just be like, my name is Lars.
I mean, why should he care who you are if you don't have enough followers?
What if you just told him you had I have 1 million followers?
Oh, yeah, let me look.
You show him your phone, and it's like it's like a piece of paper taped to your phone, and it's just in Sharpie marker
What app is that? I don't even know, but that's no.
Dr. Evil's down below it. Just 1 million followers.
1 million followers.
That just speaks of the brain damage a lot of people are having now, or mental problems. Just my parents don't matter. They don't have followers. I don't care what they say. I'm sure this is not an isolated incident.
No, it hurts a little. I couldn't imagine being the parents.
Yeah.
That your kid just I don't call you, I don't talk to you. There's a lot of kind of good reasons to have a falling out with your family,
Yeah.
and that's just not one of them. That is not on the short
Unless we
list.
find out, he was abused and stuff, which probably happened, or someone
Maybe.
to cause him to. And next one. What's the next one? Sure. Not going to dissect Lars.
Yeah.
Because he's irrelevant.
He's
All right, here we go. Next one. Cancer survivor makes skull lamp.
Well, this one. Okay, so this one's like this one's tough. It's like when there was a plane flying and it crashed on the border of USA and Canada. Where do you bury the survivors? So it's like that's a tough call. So what this cancer survivor did.
I'm like trying to figure out how that is any relevant. Where?
I'm guessing this cancer survivor had brain cancer, and they had to cut out part of his skull, and then he took part of his skull and added it to a lamp, and then fully flushed out the skull lamp.
I like the detail. The detail. I'm still trying to figure out the first comment about Canada. That's like a Lars comment. It's pretty irrelevant.
No, it's where do you bury the survivors?
I'm just kidding.
You don't bury them anywhere. They're survivors. So how would this guy have his
Where do you
skull?
bury this piece of skull? You don't. You put it on a lamp.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I like the detail. You're in the ballpark, actually.
Okay. Wow. If he's in the ballpark, then I'm way outside of it. Mine was way more dark and cynical. Anyway,
No, do that one. Do that one. Do that one. Do that one.
This is where my head goes. It goes super Australian and super down under here. Is that, you get some crazy homies in Australia that are probably like, dude, we both have cancer, bro. And like, if you survive me, mate, then you're gonna take me skull and you're gonna put 2 light bulbs right in my eyes. And every time you're drinking, you're gonna think of me, mate. And I'll tell you what, if you die first, I'm gonna do the same thing to you. All right, shake on it. That's what I think.
I love that. I'm just gonna skip the real story because that's how we want to leave this. That's brilliant. That's a short film. That's a Oscar-worthy short film. Skull lamp. Imagine trying to have that conversation with the doctor. What are you doing with that? What are you doing with that hacksaw?
I'm gonna make that movie and it's be called Knuckleheads.
And then at the end, you just it like kind of cuts the back and then kind of fades up, and there's one skull with with the lights, and then it pulls out, and then there's 2, and it's just in the doctor's office. He's like, I got you, mates. And he pull this one out for you.
Oh man, that's
Rest
great.
easy, man.
Those are both great stories. I love the attention to detail. Here's the real headline. Cancer patient replaces lost eye with functioning bionic titanium skull lamp. So this guy, who's a machinist in real life, lost his left eye to cancer. And so he created out of metal an eye with like an LED light in it and a little bit of electronics so he can put it in his socket. And he's got another little device that's like a little radio kind of circuit. And if he holds it in his hand and kind of covers it up like with his fingers. And if he like touches the side of his head, just proximity, the light turns on.
That is amazing.
That's dope.
And then if he touches it again, it turns off.
All right, so I was onto something with light bulbs.
Yeah, light bulbs, but then also your thing about, losing something during cancer and then like replacing it. This is the coolest idea I've ever heard. And like honestly could really help a lot of people. If you could help a lot of people like who lose stuff to cancer, replacing it with something that's just badass. I mean, the guy literally showed the flashlight power. It's like holding a flashlight, but it's just in his head. And so he just, you guys need a flashlight? Touches his eyeball,
hands
boom, and he can see perfectly because his eye is behind the flashlight,
Over the nose, at the bridge.
It's actually brilliant. It's actually
That's
freaking
great.
Could you imagine, dude? We need more innovators like this on the planet. Can you imagine having you guys are married, but having a girl over to your room, it's like, I can't find my phone. Hold on, babe. Ding.
That would be so sweet, man.
Like, yeah, dude. I got 2 hands for you.
I know we were talking about making packs, but if any of us lose an eye, like let's probably work into this.
I would call this guy immediately. He's got different types. Some glow red, like when he wears sunglasses, it looks like Terminator because it's like the red eye.
Put a GoPro in there.
all his escapades, all his dating escapades. He would never have to worry about a dash cam again, ever.
Comes built in with a POV. He's good to go.
I'm recording this. Somebody's mugging him. I'm recording this. How? Like, no, man, I'm going to beat you up. He just records the whole
Punch his eye out.
thing. So, yeah, there you go. That one's cool.
It's
we have time for one or two more? No? Okay. We'll save them for next time.
Yeah. I like that segment. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Right. We wrote. Maybe we got to convert that one to a 20.
Okay.
And just set that one right smack dab in the middle.
Nice.
But let's move over to this nostalgia segment here. I was just thinking, I don't know. For me, autumn season is you just want to sit on the couch, watch some old movies, nothing new that I haven't seen. I just want to watch old things that I have seen already 1,000 times. Just I don't know. I was just wondering, like, what are some of the movies that you guys grew up and enjoyed thoroughly? I mean, Heavyweights that you brought up.
Oh yeah,
last segment that was one of the greats. I think Ben Stiller is I think he should be praised for the amount of different characters, like weird characters he makes. But,
Happy Gilmore's one that's been popping up a bunch again. Me and my family can watch that movie over and over again. Like my fingers hurt. Oh, did they? Well, you just pulled an extra hour landscaping duty. Anyone else's fingers hurt?
It's like the quotes that just come up that I use, very frequently in life, and it's shaped and defined me as a person. But I think one of the biggest ones is Three Ninjas.
I love Three Ninjas.
Three Ninjas is so good.
I can remember being young enough to not understand what laxatives were.
Yeah.
And I just freaked out. Like, I was just like, what is happening to this guy? Like, why does he have to go poop? Like, why? I was freaking out. Like,
but it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's hilarious. You don't know why. You just think it's magic dust. But like, I had no concept. It's weird that now I know what laxative is, but I can still remember the feeling of not knowing what they were. It's one of my earliest memories watching Three Ninjas.
Yeah. If you're unaware what Three Ninjas is, probably wouldn't fly nowadays. But it's a story about three kids that are trained by their grandpa in martial arts, and then their dad's a cop, and he's going against Snyder, some big crime boss, and they got to fight their way out because they get kidnapped by him. It's a lot of fun.
You have to go rewatch it. I can't remember.
So good.
The parts that wouldn't work now. It is kind of a shame. I know DJ Back Hoe hasn't seen the last episode of House of Dragon, but there's this big debate.
Oh,
I'm not going to spoil anything.
Gotta take the phone.
I'm not going to spoil anything. It generated this big debate around like kids in media now versus kids in media in the 90s and early 2000s, and how kids in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s were all badasses. They all could figure it out. Yeah. Marty McFly was like 16, 17 years old.
Yeah.
And now we got just a bunch of people in Euphoria that are just and memes of just people crying into mirrors. And you had Marty McFly running around out there riding on hoverboards and shit. Like, I mean, dude, that guy was traveling through space and time, running away from his mom, trying to mack him. Like, that's serious shit. And then you got the Goonies, you got Elliot from E.T. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Even the Parent Trap. We're looking at a big list right now. You got Macaulay Culkin, Kevin McAllister. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. And now it's like, that's why I think everybody with Stranger Things is like, this is amazing. Look at these cool kids. I'm like, guys.
They've been doing this.
How old are you? Oh, you're only 14. Okay, now I get it. Because you didn't have the 90s. So I'm telling you, there's a big gap between the mid-aughts and now of just weak, dumb adolescence.
Do you think animation took over and it was more animated movies that kind of came through?
Maybe
that's what it was.
I'm looking at this. Just Parent Trap, Sandlot, Matilda,
bro.
Freaking Hocus Pocus, Hook. Like all these kids are badasses in all these movies.
Yeah.
It's just nuts.
The Sandlot, bro?
Yeah, the Sandlot's on my list.
Close catapult.
Yeah. That's one that should be on here on my list. But yeah, that like just a classic summer movie. Great soundtrack in there, and just the feeling and the vibes that you get from that, and Wendy Peppercorn.
yeah.
Oiling.
Yeah, Squints was my man. It's just like, yeah, dude, you're the guy. You're the man. That was great. No, like, again, kids could be kids.
Another one, Cool Runnings.
Nice.
Like, classic.
Feel the rhythm. Feel the ride. Come on now, it's upset time. Cool. Ready.
John Candy. That was one of his last ones, right?
Yeah.
John Candy, man.
R.I.P. John Candy.
Uncle Buck.
My favorite line, draw a line down your head and make you look like a buck.
So good.
It's
I mean,
Yeah, no, it's inspirational too. It's like one of those feel good ones. Oh, I'm gonna throw in another feel good one that I watch all the time. Sister Act.
Oh, I love Sister Act.
That's just like such a just makes you feel good when you watch it.
gonna have
Dude,
to see that one.
fun fact about that movie. I won an award in 8th grade for doing a presentation on Whoopi Goldberg.
What?
Yeah, I wanted. It was like an 8th grade class. You had to do like a biography on somebody famous, and I did Whoopi Goldberg, and I dressed up in one of my mom's black robes, and I made a hat, you know, like how the nuns wear, out of a black T-shirt and a piece of white construction paper. And the best thing I ever learned about school projects, all you kids listening to the Velocity Chaos podcast, get off here, go do your homework. But like, show a movie. If you can show a clip from a movie in class, you're gonna get all your classmates will love you because I showed them her jamming out to the Pope.
Yeah.
So good, dude. So good.
That's amazing. You know what's funny? Because it's kind of along those lines from the first opening scenes of Blues Brothers. I saw Blues Brothers as a kid, and it's not a kid's movie.
No.
And so for probably a decade, I thought the Blues Brothers was just a sequence of music videos because my dad would be like, oh, go get a snack and fast forward, or he would just fast forward. And so I just thought like the blues, like, oh, this part's boring, but really he's just like trying to like fast forward around some of the, you know, the language and some of the more adult kind of themes.
That's funny.
And so, because we'd always jam to it, but it was only like 45 minutes. And then when I was 15, I watched the full thing. I'm like, this is brilliant.
Totally different.
Yeah, totally.
Another great improbable one, Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
You got Gordon Bombay, not failed, but, lawyer that has a drinking problem that gets sentenced to community service, and he's a former hockey player that never made it. So he goes back to, his childhood neighborhood and, coaches the hockey team, the District 5.
We're just missing stories like that, like redemption through
stories,
stuff like that.
Positive, inspirational stuff too, man. Everything like Remember the Titans. You guys,
Remember the Titans.
Yeah, you had to be an Angels in the Outfield.
Oh hell yeah, it's on here.
Dude.
Angels in the Outfield's great.
Like Nick said, he wore that VHS.
That one I wore out.
Yeah,
that one's broken.
Yeah.
Lion King. I know it's an animated film, but I watched that movie a lot. Wore that one.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
You know what's also funny is I think it's gone away now more with like the cartoons. The 3D animation is so crazy, but I remember watching Homeward Bound and just wishing upon a star that my pets could talk to me. Like, just like how cool would this be, right? And not and like, you know what I mean? Like you believe animals are there somehow.
Yeah. Then there were some more adult ones that I got into, like Bloodsport. Okay. Started watching that one at a young age. Basketball. That was a good one. I started with Wayne's World 2, to be honest. Like that was my introduction, and just thoroughly enjoyed that.
George of the Jungle, dude. That movie was great.
So many. Plus, just the fact that like we could rip off any one and just quote it.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Beverly Hills Ninja. You guys,
oh yeah, Chris Farley.
May he rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Big guy.
I'm trying to think of like the earliest kind of like I think the Blues Brothers was like one of the earliest adult films that I saw.
Good. Well, Hunting was a '90s movie. That was another one.
The Patriot was one of the earliest.
Oh jeez.
But I mean, again, I thought the movie started with just some guy like with his son, his oldest son, just running around killing British.
Yeah.
Like I had no fathom of an understanding of why he was killing the British, except that they were British and he was an American. I know, like my mom just started the movie after the tomahawk slaughter scene. So
Nice safer.
Yeah.
Totally missed Heath Ledger puking his guts up.
Yes. No, that's the opening shot. Some guy puking. Oh, okay. He's sick. Okay.
He's sick. Don't worry. You don't need to know this. Ace Ventura was huge. Jim Carrey stuff. Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, that was fun. Then a little later on, as kind of turn of the century, Blue Streak and Double Take. I don't know if you're familiar with those ones.
No.
Yeah, Blue Streak. Yeah.
What's that?
Blue Streak was with Martin Lawrence. It was a thief, and they hijack or they steal this like high value diamond. and they're running away, and he goes into this construction site and hides the diamond in a vent, and then kind of gives himself up because they're gonna find him, and he tapes it inside the duct of the vent. This is all in the beginning, and then he goes to jail, and then he gets out, and he finds out that the building that he put that in is a police station. So then he has to become a cop.
Oh my God.
Fake cop to get in there to
cool.
get it back.
Martin Lawrence.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's great. Martin was also like a good TV show.
Yeah.
Twister was that movie for me.
Oh.
Just like, okay, PG-13. Like, I'm allowed to watch like a little more intense stuff, and I watch Twister a lot. But again, it's like, now you pitch that movie. All right, it's a movie about a twist, like a tornado that may or may not be sentient. What do you think?
Well, we already got.
Let's make it. Let's do it. Like that.
We already got Sharknado. I don't know.
Yeah. They ruined it. I mean, Twister.
Back.
Twister. I mean, is just an example. Obviously, like again, it's a classic in my opinion because it's just like it is kind of ridiculous, but it's great. Like it's committed performance from everybody. Spielberg was involved. I think he produced or presented it. But like the point is that you could make in the 90s, you could make a movie about anything and it would have some sort of charisma, some sort of thing in it. And now it just seems so processed.
Yeah.
But I mean, even the marketing around it, the poster around it is iconic. When you see that poster, you're like, oh, okay.
I know that one.
Yeah.
But,
go ahead.
no, I say along those lines of, making anything. Jurassic Park was another big one.
Oh, yeah. Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Liar Liar.
Oh, yeah.
Liar Liar was
It's a great movie.
And that one's really funny. Wait, you're just doing Jurassic Park? Oh, I had another thing that
You guys ever see Sidekicks?
No.
No, that was with Chuck Norris in there. It was just it was a teenager,
Yeah.
you have a strong character learning karate and stuff, and then he joins some tournament, and
There's a lot
Chuck
of karate.
Norris is like part of his I want a lot of martial arts movies in here. Yeah. And I throw Rumble in the Bronx in there. That was a big Jackie Chan one that I watched a lot.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Any of those. But yeah, that's, I don't know. I just like just reminiscing about some of those awesome movies.
You know what's funny though? I like that you brought this up because it always, when you live in a full Four Seasons area, it is this time of year where you start to get into Thanksgiving, start to get into Christmas, that you're just like, you start creating that list every year of like, what have I not seen in like 5 years? Like, what have I not seen in a decade?
Yeah.
And what's the movie that I really want to watch? And I love that. And that's where you kind of get down into true favorites. Anything you're willing to watch more than once, that's a true favorite, right?
It's got to be. Anything you're willing to watch more than 700 times, it's got to be one of your favorites.
Top three.
At least you guys didn't have scary parents. My dad would turn on Alien when it was late at night when I was a kid on purpose. And then during the day when my mom would turn on ET, I'd go, "That's the alien!" I would run out.
It's gonna touch him.
Yeah. Thanks, Pop. Appreciate it.
Yeah. E.T. ass in your face. Man, get these M&Ms on my face. Oh, the Reese's Pieces. Don't want to mess that up. Milk chocolate. Speaking of milk, wow, guys, I wonder if they put cream in Reese's Pieces because it's milky. Cream can be used as a lotion. Ooh, so hydrating. As an ointment. Ooh, so soothing. As a cosmetic. Ooh, so beautiful. Cream has so many uses. Heck, you could even make cream pie. You can cream all over everything. Cream your coffee. Yum. Make some ice cream with your cream. Double yum. Slather yourself in cream. Oh, it's just brilliant. Get creamed with cream. Use code VCCreamy for silky smooth 6% off cream today. This is not an actual product service idea. Just in case you thought it was, it's not. If there's something out there with the same name, we are unaware and have no affiliation with, and offer no judgment on the actual product service idea. Okay, dude, I just we're gonna have to do a double take of that in like a couple of weeks, man, because there's a lot to unpack there that we probably didn't even drill down into.
Hell yeah.
Just keep listing them on. Guys, it's that time of the month. It's that time of the cycle for Velocity Chaos Podcast, where we're going to talk about a conspiracy theory.
Yes.
Going to get into it.
It's been a while.
Spooky wookie. This one, it's out there. It's pretty well known. It's kind of understood. But it's National Treasure time, baby. Speaking of good movies.
Speaking of John Turteltaub, who directed Three Ninjas, Cool Running, and National Treasure.
And The Meg.
And The Meg. That's true.
Love The Meg. Dude, John Turteltaub, like low-key, like...
I think he's got it, like, just because I like three of those movies, like, he's got to be one of my favorite directors.
The Scottie Pippen of film directors.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, played with Jordan, but not Jordan.
What movies did you get started? Three Ninjas, Cool Runnings, iconic classic movies.
Those are bangers.
Yeah,
like,
right?
If you walked into any room and said those right now to anybody over the age of like 28, they'd probably be like, this guy's the hero, right?
Yeah.
He's the man.
In hindsight, that's who I should have done my thesis on in film school. John Turteltaub.
In hindsight.
Anyway.
You can go back and write it now. National Treasure time, baby. I think it's the Eye of Providence we're going to talk about. The Eye of Providence, that's what we're going to talk about. It's the triangle eyeball on the back of the dollar bill. That is what we're talking about today. You can pull out your wallet. I know most of us have credit cards these days. So actually, I think I have $1 in my pocket.
Doll hair.
The Eye of Providence. It's that triangle on the back of the $1 bill with the eye in it shining down at the top of the pyramid. And it is one of the most probably like well-recognized icon out there in the world. So we're just going to talk a little bit about the history of it. I mean, it's clearly linked to the Illuminati. That's what everybody thinks. Which is funny because it's like, why would they put it out there if they were a secret organization? Like, why would you put it on the dollar bill?
Maybe it's just it's a flex. It's just like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's us. But like,
We did
what
that.
are you going to do about it?
We did that.
They'd be like, everyone's going to have a dollar bill, and we're always watching you.
We're always in your pants.
Yeah. That's
Or in your bank
what they
account.
meant.
Whichever one. The Eye of Providence started as a Christian symbol created as an icon to be incorporated into religious paintings. One of the earliest examples is in Pontormo's 1525 painting, Supper at Emmaus, which is showing Jesus and the disciples eating supper. And there's a link we're going to put in the description to the painting because, it's a dinner scene, kind of like the Last Supper painting, smaller, vertical, Instagram reels, that kind of thing. Yeah, Instagram reels. DJ was like, "Oh yeah, gotcha."
Back when Jesus was tweeting.
Back-
Yeah. Sending
when-
out the little bird.
Back when Jesus was running that dang TikTok. So the eye was actually painted onto the painting years after it was completed. So it was early on kind of the symbol of the all-seeing eye of God, or like the presence of God, the omnipotence.
What they say is it's God looking through the peephole of life.
It's him doing like holding his hands up and looking through the triangle of his hands. So you can see the importance of it though, because much earlier than this, in the 1500s, much earlier, on the other side of BC, the Eye of Horus was also like the ancient equivalent of like the Eye of Providence. Horus's eye, you've seen it. It's kind of like the hieroglyph of like the cat eye with the eyebrow and like the couple marks coming down from it. So the eyeball has always been an icon for vision, seeing, foresight, or some form of the gods interacting, overwatching humans. So it's really like layers of meaning built on. And then during the Renaissance in the 1400s and 1500s, people were obsessed with symbols and mysteries. Two dudes, one named Andrea Alciati and the other Cesare Ripa, they even wrote 2 catalogs of mysterious symbols. So it's just like pages upon pages of like different symbols. And in a way kind of created this frenzy of trying to decipher the meaning behind them. So people in little parlors and royalty and lords and ladies would just Twitter about, ooh, what do you think this means? And they'd say, oh, that's a pitchfork. No, that's definitely just a regular fork. And they would just keep talking about stuff. But that kind of like propelled this symbol, like up into like a bigger mainstream conversation. And of course, we know telephone just creates a lot more than is actually there.
Yeah.
When people play the game of telephone. So people poured over trying to understand what's it all about, Alfie. In the 1900s, in the 1700s, the Illuminati was formed and used it in some of their iconography. Then the Freemasons would later do the same. That's where we've gotten kind of our modern kind of mystery around it. And around the 1700s, you know, there was some sort of exchange between the founding fathers and like the Illuminati, who were founded in Europe. And so that's where people think like the Illuminati infiltrated America.
Yeah.
And then just wrapping it up, and I want to get to some questions. Today, artists like Madonna, Jay-Z, and formerly known as Kanye, formerly known as You're an Idiot, they've all used the eye and generated widespread speculation that they are part of the Illuminati. Maybe Madonna, definitely Jay-Z. I doubt Kanye's in the Illuminati.
Kanye started the conspiracy theory, bro.
He thinks he's in the Illuminati. So, yeah, I think the one thing that this all kind of the summation of this is, right, like it's hundreds of years of iconography used to display the same meaning or certain interpretations of it. And what it's kind of done is just because of its existence and because of its really decent design, it's just stood the test of time. And I think just will forever like continue to be a part of human culture, you know, just like the fish in Christianity, like the cross in Christianity, like there's the yin and the yang, like there's certain symbols that have just transcended whoever originally created it.
Yeah.
And have just become like this whole realm of speculation. So that's kind of what I believe. I mean, there's no way to prove or disprove that it's linked to the Illuminati, but that's what it's most often referenced.
It's too. It's not like oh, hey, let's use the infinity symbol. That looks cool. This one's like too specialized for it to be like, hey, let's use this. Just it looks cool. Like if you're just like a graphic designer or a company, like, oh yeah, let's throw this eye up here on this pyramid. Yeah, it looks cool. No, this is deeper. The meaning and some further integration of. Yeah, there people that went to the same schools or colleges or universities or whatever. They're the old boys club, whether it be boys or girls, like whatever. It's like all these deep connections of families. And
I always thought about this. You're in the room, right? It's the three of us. We're in the Illuminati. We're trying to figure out how we're gonna like put our mark on America. And we're like, if we put this symbol on here and we say this special chant and it gets on the dollar bill, like we'll influence the American economy for generations to come, right? We're like, 1780 whatever. We die 20 years later, and we're in the afterlife, and we're looking down, and they're just like, who made this again? Yeah. Who invented this? Was this you? Was this you, Benny? Benny, Bob, Jerry? Who put this on the dollar bill?
That's the conspiracy theory.
And you're just like up there, like stomping around because you're like, I did that. Yeah. That was me. And you're just like,
so you're saying this was just some kid like drawing in his sketchbook, like, and then some bully comes along that some Caesar's coming along, like, oh, what's this thing, you idiot? And slaps him on the back of the head and sees it. Yeah, this is dumb drawing. Like, oh, that's actually kind of cool. And he steals it. I'm stealing this. And then like, hey, let's make our coins look like this.
That's probably how it went. That's probably what happened. Or like the kid, like they said, like in 1525 on Pantormo Super at Maze, like that was just the Banksy of that time. Was like, it'd be sweet if I just put this cool triangle right up in there.
And it's really misinterpreted, because the thing is, he just drew it one day, and some guy took it and decided, hey, this would look really cool on my wall. And then the treasurer stopped by and put it on the dollar bill, and that's why they use it in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it's just really powerful throughout the years. And I mean, it's something you can't conceptualize, really.
That's what it all stems to. It's Yu-Gi-Oh!
It was all just a prophecy for Yu-Gi-Oh! The devil's game. So quickly, I wanted to ask you guys, what icons generated in our lifetime will be the future's Eye of Providence?
Target.
Along those lines, probably the Twitter bird.
The Twitter bird.
Like that's the Jesus fish, you know. It's the Elon bird.
The Elon bird.
At this point, now that he's president,
Just
or
like
whatever.
all just like tattooed all over Mars.
What
Just-
kind of bird do you think it is? It's an ibby.
It's
an ibis.
an ibby.
It's an ibby. It's an Elon bed. Yeah, there could be a lot of. I think it's going to be the Amazon smile.
That could be one too.
And it's going to be like if you don't have one tattooed on the back of your neck, you can't get groceries.
Possibly, yeah. You can't go into the supermarket. Oh yeah, that's what it's gonna be. Is actually, rather than using your phone, just get this tattooed right on your forearm. Like we're walking right into it, people.
We're walking right into
If you
it.
put a number on it, it'll show what club you're in. Wait, hold on.
What tier you're in? Wait, what? There's tiers?
Yeah.
Can I pay to be in a higher tier? No. Well, where were you born?
Yeah.
What's your last name? Whoa.
What religion?
Yeah, it could be that. I'm trying to think of any other ones.
Pepsi.
The Nike swoosh.
Nike swoosh.
That's for all the. That's for the Warrior cast.
Yeah.
Pepsi has just been developing over the years to get closer and closer to the Eye of Providence.
Yeah.
And one day it will be the Eye of Providence. And it'll be like,
Red and blue.
oh.
Just it's like morphing slowly.
Colors.
Somebody 200 years from now is just going to do like a time lapse of the Pepsi logo, just morphing into the Eye of Providence. Just like
Just slowly in front
they
of our
are
eyes.
better than Coke.
Yeah.
Because they're the Illuminati.
Yeah. Well, in like 60 years, we're gonna be having a Pepsi. Like, I thought this used to be a circle. So when did it make a triangle? Grandpa, you're crazy. It was always a triangle with an eye over it.
Why is it looking at me? It starts moving. It's whoa. The Nike thing for the Warrior cast, it's just like you need to slaughter this village of people. No, I don't want to. It's against my conscience. Just do it.
Oh, you got a point there.
Look at your arm. What's tattooed there? It's the Nike swoosh.
Yeah.
Okay, sir, I'll do it. All right. And then if you were the head of the Illuminati, which symbol would you adopt to use on all of your influential meddling in the media?
Dang. I mean, I like the infinity symbol. Like eight's my favorite number. So I mean that just right there. But then it goes on forever. And also on its side, it's a pair of boobs.
That's the hidden meaning. That's the double meaning.
Boobs are everywhere.
And depending on how it's oriented when it's like the message is delivered, like if it's boobs, it's a good sign. If it's the 8, it's a bad sign. Bad news. Mine would be like the Calvin bumper sticker of him like peeing on shit. Just be like these like really important like letterheads going around to all the like CEOs of America and just like, now is the time to take over the government and create a totalitarian unity. And it's just Calvin like peeing.
My brother used to make tons of doodles when he was a kid, and he used to draw a dude with an afro and these big old sunglasses, but he had a pigeon's body, and it was typically dribbling a basketball. I would adopt that. I think that would be perfect.
Dribbling a basketball, that's sweet.
The old S thing where you draw the 3
yeah.
lines and then connect them with it.
Oh yeah, like what was that?
The notebook S.
Yeah, the notebook S. The last one I would do is the smiley face blowing the heart, like the kiss heart, the kissy face. This is important. Kissy face. Cool. Well, now that we have that figured out and the brain trust is confirmed, we're good to go.
Don't be a hero, mate. You look after your mates, and your mates will always look after you. Yeah, cheers.
Yes, cheers to our unlucky Lotto winner here in our Australian news segment here where we go down under, check out Australia, what's going down. We're going to check in here with Craig Hill, a local disability pensioner who won the lottery. Congrats to Craig Hill. But he said it's not good. This is not good. He's been playing for 40 years, and he didn't win the big one. They had a big one that's like you get $20,000 a month for life. But he won like the second one, which is $5,000 a month for a year. So he fell upon the extra $60,000, which that's not bad, right? That's pretty good bonus. So he thought he would be a nice gentleman here because he's getting pension for his disability and everything. He thought he would call Centerlink or Centralink, however they spell it, and he just like, hey, my income's adjusted here because I'm getting this $5,000 extra a month. Just thought I'd let you guys know. At first, they're like, actually, well, because it's the lottery, it's not actually affecting your income. It's like a different thing. So you don't have to worry. You'll still get your pension on top of this. Mm-hmm. Don't worry. Then something happens. I don't know if he called back or they called back, and they're actually like, well, actually, because you're a gambler, and your profession is gambling, something along those lines, this is your income. And so now, instead of getting like $800 a month or something, or for whatever, however much it is, but you can read the article. But instead of getting it's knocked down by like almost 70% of what he'd be getting. Oh my God! So yeah, he was trying to be a nice guy and let him just give him a heads up, and he gets screwed for it. He's like, yeah, I've been playing for 40 years and I finally hit, and I don't have another 40 years left to to win something like this again, and I'm actually gonna be making less money because they're gonna cut that. And
so the moral of the story is just don't overshare. Yeah. If you win money, bury it in your backyard.
Yeah, just take that hand over fist.
Yeah.
Well, just to land that and to have it swept out from under you. I mean, that just goes to show you that in life, you think you're doing the right thing, and it comes back to bite you right in the nads. Just like you're eating bull balls or bull wieners, or only eating meat and feeling like you're taking the test of the testes right down the gullet, or maybe you find out that your family, they don't even matter. They're unimportant. It doesn't matter. So even if you did win the lottery, I guess you could spend it on yourself, or really you make a pact with a friend that when you die, you're gonna take his skull or her skull, and you're gonna they're gonna be the light of your life after that point, or vice versa. Because when you got your sidekicks, your mighty ducks, or you're fighting in the heavyweights, you gotta be cool running. That's true. Peace be the journey, because if your brothers or your sisters are acting up, there's three ninjas just running around, and they say. What do they say? They say, there's angels in the infield, but there's also angels in the outfield. And since the pennant, they've been playing pretty damn well, because sometimes you got to do a double take. When you see Beverly Hills Ninja, the Great White Ninja, I believe they called him, and you wonder, is it better in life to be a snail that'll never die, or make a lasting impression as a tree that feels pain that lives on forever in your hearts?
Choo choo. Oh yes. You know what time it is. It's time for the recommendation station. Thanks for passing off to me this time, fellas. I feel like we had a pretty good one. Sweetwater. Sweetwater is an online distributor of electronic musical instruments, pro audio equipment, and all the accessories you might need. I recommend these guys because we had a little snafu in the old Hexapod sound house recently, and the power cable got a little toasty. You get that blue burn to it. So no, we went down for a day on the pod track. We were struggling, and I called up Sweetwater, and they had just the cable we needed. Got us right up. Charles, one of their sales engineers over there, decided to call me within 24 hours of me ordering this cable. Was like, hey man, how's it? Is it working? Did you get it? Is it coming in? Or he's like, oh, it's on its way. And then he checked in with me and everything. It was a really cool feeling to have somebody from an online distributor hit you up, make sure you're taken care of, give you that customer service you don't really have. So, all my thanks out to them. They got us back up and running with the pod track. So here at the Hexapod, we thank you guys at Sweetwater. So go check them out if you got anything musically related, any recorders. All my instrumental friends out there, you guys probably use them. So yeah,
it's a good recommendation, especially because they did help us out. Sounds like DJ Back Hoe's experience was a good one. That's what we like to hear. and that's what we like to recommend. I know they do a lot of music stuff too. I know you mentioned that, so they cover it all. But all right, well, thank you for joining us for the ride. It was a fun episode. A lot of segments in there, and a lot we covered. But that's part of the journey, man. We don't know where we're going. We don't know how fast we're gonna get there, but we know we're gonna finish. So I just want to thank DJ Back Hoe again for running the board, keeping it toasty.
Thanks for having me out, fellas. Appreciate you.
Thanks for all you do to keep it real around here. Thanks to my co-host, 97 episodes. This is awesome. Hey, guys, it's a journey. We're going to keep running it, and we hope to hear from you soon. Across social medias, on YouTube, you can interact there in the comments section. Definitely hit the sub button. And you can also email us, velocitychaospodcast@gmail.com. All right, I'll see you on the next one. This is Nick signing off.
And this is Luke signing off. Thank you guys once again. We're climbing that mountain to the top of the hill right up there, and we'll see what happens when we get there. But truly, thank you guys. We appreciate it. And like we always say, when you're the Liver King, or do as the Liver King does, grab the bull by the balls and eat him. Have a good one. Thank you for tuning in to the Velocity Chaos Podcast. We upload new episodes every Monday and Thursday. Be sure to subscribe and rate us on iTunes, Spotify, or your podcast platform of choice. Interact with us on Instagram at Velocity Chaos Pod or on Facebook and YouTube at Velocity Chaos Podcast. We are grateful for your time and hope you enjoyed it here. Please tell a friend, and thank you once again.